In my last video, I covered a few areas in Ajax that, in my opinion, you might want to think twice about before buying, or at the very least, get to know a little bit better. But instead of just talking about prices and neighborhoods like I usually do, I want to actually show you what you can buy right now. My goal with this video is to give you a clear picture of where the market really sits today and what types of homes are actually moving at this price point. So I've pulled 6 recent sales to go over in this video. I've mixed in a bit of everything because everyone's needs are different. If you'd like to talk about what areas and homes work best for you, there's a link in the description where you can book a call directly with me, and I'm happy to answer any questions you have. And if you want to keep following videos like this where I cover neighborhood pros and cons and what you can buy for the money, hit subscribe and drop a comment if there's a specific area or budget that you want me to cover next. The criteria I used is simple. It had to be freehold, so no condo or monthly fees, and it had to sell around or under $750,000 on or after September 1st of 2025. I'm only showing actual sales, not currently listed properties, because I want you to see what people are really paying and not just what homes are listed for. At this price point in Ajax, you're right on the edge of buying a smaller home that's more move-in ready with more modern updates, or a slightly larger home that's in good condition but could use cosmetic work or updates to the kitchen and bathrooms over time. I stayed away from anything that clearly needs major renovations, and just like I tell everyone I work with, don't stress over things like paint color, decor choices, or even flooring, because those are pretty easy changes. Focus on the things that can't easily be changed, like the layout and the location. In fact, some of the more unique or dated paint colors and decor can mean excellent opportunities for buyers. Let's start with this home on Burcher Road. It's a detached 3-bedroom bungalow built in 1964 with a mostly finished basement. It was listed at $775 and sold for $725 after 22 days on the market. Burcher Road is in South Ajax, just east of Harwood and south of the 401. You do have an industrial area in South Ajax, but this home is tucked far enough into the neighborhood that you don't really have to drive through the industrial area to get there, and it still has a quiet residential feel. The location's convenient. You're near the Ajax Community Center, Lake Ridge Health, multiple schools including Ajax High School, and of course there's easy access to shopping and to the 401. The home itself has great curb appeal. It has the original hardwood floors on the main level, and it has an updated kitchen with a good amount of storage. According to the listing, it was just over 1,000 square feet above grade, and because it's a bungalow, you also have a similar size in the basement. The basement is older and isn't quite fully finished. It looks like it was missing baseboards and flooring, but it's still usable and is a good opportunity to update and add value over time. What stood out to me was the balance. It's clean, move-in ready, and gives you the chance to upgrade things like bathrooms or the basement gradually, but a big ticket upgrade like the kitchen has already been taken care of. And that backyard, it has a deck with a walkout from the bedroom, and the home sits on a 49 by 104 foot lot, which, because this is a bungalow, it's wider and has a pretty good depth, leaving you with a really nice sized backyard. The next home is on Kipling Crescent, also in South Ajax. It was listed at $749 and sold for $730 after 56 days on the market. It has 3 bedrooms that are a pretty good size, especially the primary bedroom, but there was only one washroom located on the second floor with no powder room on the main floor or in the basement. The basement in this home was also unfinished. These were likely contributing factors to why this home took 56 days to sell. The reason that I like this home and still included it though is because you only have attached neighbors on the one side, and I like the location. Kipling Crescent is located in Southwest Ajax, so you're located close to the lake and waterfront trails. There are schools nearby, parks, and you're a very short drive to the Ajax GO station or to the 401. It's a quiet, family-friendly area, and for this home in particular, it's not going to work for everyone given the unfinished basement and only one washroom, but this home in particular allows a buyer to get into an area that's generally more expensive, usually around $800,000 plus, but for a lower price, and gives the opportunity to finish the basement and add a bathroom down there to help boost the value in the future. Kipling Crescent and some of the other nearby streets are full of these semi-detached homes, so this could be an area to keep your eye on if you're open to homes like this. The next property we're looking at is on Ravenscroft Road, which is an area that I actually cautioned about in my last video. Not because it's bad, but because a lot of the entry-level detached homes in the area have very small layouts. This one is a smaller layout, but does have some benefits beyond some of the homes that I've seen and shown in there. So I thought that I would still include it. Although $750,000 is still a lot of money, that budget doesn't go quite as far in Ajax as, say, an area like Oshawa or Bowmanville. So finding a home that checks a lot of boxes like detached, garage, good area, and good condition, and with a spacious layout in that price range is often difficult. It's by no means impossible, but there are not an abundance of those homes for sale at any given time. With that said, this home is a better example of what can be found if you're patient and with a little bit of luck. It was listed at $774,900 and sold for $740,000 after 23 days on the market. This home is 1,322 square feet above grade with 3 bedrooms, 2 washrooms, and a finished basement. Some homes in this area have the garage pushed back into the home, taking up much more interior space, where the garage on this home sticks out much further on the front, allowing for a more usable main floor layout than some of the other nearby options, in my opinion. One thing I always encourage buyers to do when walking through a home is imagine where your furniture would actually go, especially your couch and TV. This home on Ravenscroft does seem to have more space than many of the other detached homes that I've shown here, which is a big plus. But like many homes in this area, the living room and dining room are not perfect layouts. In the listing photos, the TV is actually placed on a spot that works well for staging, but it may not be the most practical setup for day-to-day use. Technically, it's placed in the dining room area, which usually indicates an awkward shape of a living room, either windows in challenging places, or the width of the room makes it difficult to put a couch in and still see the TV. However, different spaces function for different people, and this is one of the better ones that I've seen in this style and in this area. A couple downsides with this home is no interior garage access and no dishwasher unless you're willing to sacrifice cabinet space, which you don't have a ton of. But there is room on the other side of the eat-in kitchen to do a good-sized pantry or put up extra cabinets if you so choose. You have pretty good sized bedrooms. There's no private ensuite, but you do have access to the upstairs bathroom through the primary bedroom. The basement is finished and looks to be a good size. And you also have a walkout to the backyard and deck through the kitchen, which works well for entertaining outside in the summer. And also, if you have kids and want to keep an eye on them while they play in the backyard and you're cooking or cleaning inside, or to let pets out. For under $750,000, I think this would definitely have been worth checking out in person and could be a good detached option in a very convenient location. Now we're moving on to something a little bit different. This home is located on Glenwood Terrace in Southeast Ajax. It was listed at $699,900 and sold for $755,000 in just 5 days. It's just slightly over our budget, but I think it's a good example of another option for this price range. This was clearly a list low and hold offer strategy, and it worked out well for them considering it sold in 5 days, which is not always easy to do in this current market. It was listed as a 2-story home, but it was actually a 1.5-story with 2 bedrooms upstairs, plus 1 in the basement and 3 bathrooms. This home has tons of charm. It's that older 1950s style of home. It's on a nice pie-shaped lot, has a fire pit area, and a detached single-car garage. It was listed as 1,499 square feet, which is honestly more than it looks like from the photos in my opinion, but it's hard to tell when you're looking online and not standing there in person. Overall, I thought this home was presented very nicely. It had good staging, but like I've mentioned before, you're moving in with your own stuff. So you always have to look at a room and try to picture what it looks like without the furniture there. The updates that have been done over time look good, but I did notice that there's different types of flooring throughout, especially upstairs. You can see the difference between the bedrooms, and that might bother some people, but flooring is relatively easy to change. The basement is a fair size with an extra bedroom down there and a pretty large full washroom as well. I think the staging in the home really did help to elevate the look of the interior, but it was still very nice. I think the backyard was a big draw to this home with the partial wraparound deck, fire pit, and private feel to it. Glenwood Terrace is a private cul-de-sac located between Harwood and Salem, close to the 401 and Ajax GO station. Overall, a convenient location and not too far from the property that we looked at over on Burcher. I think if you were looking for a detached home that's pretty move-in ready and in a convenient location that has a great backyard, this was a good option to explore. The next property is a style that I don't normally highlight. It's a 3-story semi-detached home on Audley Road North, but this one I felt deserved a mention, specifically because it's 1,686 square feet above grade. It has 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and the benefit to this home is that it's a lot larger than many options in this price range, and it also is a lot newer as it was built in 2014. This home was listed at $799,900 and sold for $755,000 after 33 days on the market. Now, at this price point, if you're getting a newer home and it has a larger living space, there are going to be trade-offs. And for this property, the trade-off is its lack of a private backyard space, and it faces a busy street, which I'll be honest, for a lot of people that I've helped move to Ajax, this wouldn't be considered for those reasons. But if you're looking for a more modern home that offers a larger living space and has an attached garage for around $750,000, a home like this is one of the few options available. Although it's missing your own backyard, many of the homes in this area are the same style, so the public outdoor spaces like the park and the school that are located nearby probably get a lot more use from local residents. Many of the 3-story style homes in this area also tend to have a very small foyer area when walking in, sometimes with a bathroom, but that's it, and everything else is located on the 2nd and 3rd levels. This home, however, does have a bit of extra space on that main floor, which was used as an office space in this home, so that might be a benefit to some people as well. Overall, a 3-story home is never going to be my personal favorite property type because it does not work for seniors, people with mobility difficulties, etc. But this is one of the better ones that I've seen in this style. And at the end of the day, it has to be a home that you like because that's what matters the most. Last but not least is this home on Hearn Crescent, a detached home with a true double car garage sitting on a 40 by 110 foot lot. It was listed at $758,800 and sold for $751,300 in just 14 days. It has 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and has 104,035 square feet above grade living space. This home could use some updates, but that's exactly why I love it. You're getting into a good size and style of home that usually sells well above $800,000. This is great for a family that requires the space, is looking for a good layout, and is looking to grow into the space, but is willing to make updates over time. In my opinion, a coat of paint would go a really long way here. In some homes, you need to look past the beautiful staging to see what the home really looks like when it's lived in. And other times, you need to look past their paint colors and personal belongings to see its true potential. And I think a home like this can be a great value buy, especially if you're willing to put in the work or put in the money during your ownership. This home isn't going to be for everyone, and that's okay. To be honest, none of these homes are a universal fit to almost every home buyer's home search. Every home has its pros and cons, especially at this price point in Ajax. You just have to decide what you're willing to live with and what's a deal breaker for you. But I hope this helped you visualize what homes around the $750,000 price point in Ajax actually look like, because numbers on a screen don't always tell the full story. Let me know what areas or price ranges you'd like to see in the next video. If you have a question about our market in Durham region, or if you think I might be a good fit to help you find the right home, you can book a call with me using the link in the description below. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful, and subscribe to see more videos like this one. Thanks for watching until the end, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.